Do I need long fingers like Brian May or Steve Vai to be able to play the guitar? Often get this question asked. I've heard many excuses as to why people can't play, say, bar chords or struggle. It's my hands are too big, my hands are too small. As a child, I fell out of a tree, broke my arm, my hands never been the same. My father didn't love us the way he should have done, and I never received the love that a son needs from his father. All excuses to why they can't stretch or play bar chords. Now, recently on Instagram, got a message off a young lady called Rachel. She said, "Hi James, I just wondered if you'd consider doing stretch tutorials on your channel. They would be really helpful for your fingers. I'm struggling with that a lot lately. I am pretty sure I almost dislocated my finger the other day. Haha, thanks." So a common problem when you get to a certain stage with the guitar, you've learned to play chords, and then you've managed quite nicely. Then you move on to things that take a bit more stretch. Or you see somebody like Eddie Van Halen doing something like that, and you think, oh, I just can't do it. Do I need longer fingers? Do I need to do stretch exercises? Now, if you look at guitarists' hand sizes, if you look at the likes of Brian May, has very, very long fingers. People like Steve Vai, long fingers. You think all guitarists like Chuck Berry, if you look at the size of that man's hands, were absolutely huge, like fingers like cigars. Yeah, he was still able to play the guitar to a very high standard. Other extremes, if you look at players like the likes of Randy Rhoads, who used to play for Ozzy Osbourne, almost childlike, very small hands, and yet was able to play some amazing stuff on guitar, and he didn't seem to be holding back any. Now, a lot of this has got to do with the way you hold the guitar. Now, traditionally, you tend to see the rock guitarists, you see many examples, the ones on the screen at the minute of Brian May, thumb hooked over the top of the guitar. Everybody from Angus Young, Jimmy Page, Brian May, thumb hook over. But when you look at pictures of players when they're playing certain things, if you look at a picture of Brian May playing One Vision, thumb is at the back of the guitar, no thumb in sight. Picture like we're talking about Randy Rhoads when he's tapping, his thumb is almost at the bottom of the guitar, hand stretched round. I've never personally done stretch exercises as such, but on saying that, when you're stretching your hands, you are using a lot of tendons and stretching things that you, if you're learning the guitar, wouldn't normally be stretching. It's quite interesting that this week I'm actually getting over tendonitis in my forearm. I've been helping a friend out who has a window cleaning round and uses the reach and wash poles. So I spent 3 days with this pole, extending the pole. You unclip like that with your thumb, you put the pole out, clip it shut, then the next pole, unclip, pole, clip. And then as you go, so you're spending the whole day basically doing that with your thumb. The point, I could feel something hurting. By day 2, I literally felt like I broke me arm. And it's, when I looked it up online, it's tendonitis. It comes through like repeating or using muscles that you're not normally using, and therefore it starts to hurt. I remember having tennis elbow a few years ago. I went through a phase of something I was playing, had lots of bar chords, and I was playing on an acoustic. So it was like that all the time, and I ended up, I could hardly move my arm here. Now, I've been playing the guitar since I started first when I was about 10 years old. Packed in because I was sick of trying to play She'll Be Coming Down the Mountain When She Comes or Jingle Bells and not getting anywhere. Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. Then took it up again when I was about 14. So for all these years I've been playing and gradually stretching. So my hands are used to stretching. If you're starting, you're not used to it, you will find that things hurt when you're stretching. Now when it comes to hand size, and it really all comes down, if you can do that with your hand, how far is that you want to be able to stretch. If you can do that, then your hands are big enough to be able to play the guitar and generally play what you want. If you put your hand like that, turn it round, my finger stretches, what, 1 to 7. If my fingers were longer, I'd probably be able to make that reach a little bit more easy. Now where the problem comes for with the guitarist is, anyone can do that. Once that thumb comes round to here behind the guitar, so if I have my hand like that, I put my thumb round for the guitar. Once I bring my thumb here, if you look what's happened to my hand there, it's immediately coming together. If I get my thumb round there, my fingers have locked up and trying to stretch them out. That's as far as I can stretch them fingers when my thumb is hooked round. So essentially, the thumb is impeding the movement of my fingers. That's very stiff there, and I can't stretch. So if I wanted to play something like, if I put my thumb round there, my fingers have just immediately all bunched together and I'm struggling to be able to stretch. This is for exercises that we've looked at in the past where you want your hand to be able to be like that. If we start in the middle of the guitar, because the frets are closer together, first finger there, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, start on the 5th fret. Now my thumb is here, something like that. I'm pinching essentially, and my fingers are like that. Don't want that. Some people play the fingers around the back of the guitar. You want that. I've done a video on an exercise, so I'll put the link in the description. That'll save going waffling on in this video. And when I get to the 6th string, my thumb is still here and my wrist's right round. That exercise is really going to help, and that's what you kind of want to be able to do. Once you can do that, it comes in when you're playing power chords. You've got your wrist round, your thumb is round here, and that's really the secret when you're doing your bar chords. Your thumb's round here. If your thumb's up there, everything bunches together. It is, however, going to tell on the tendons. Play when your muscles are warm, not when it's cold. You can actually injure it. Sounds a bit soft, but you can actually hurt yourself if you've been out in the cold and you come in and play. You can hurt yourself. I've watched people who are better qualified than me to talk about stretch exercises for guitar and certain exercises you've done if you've had injuries. I'll put links in the description. As always, thank you for watching. I hope that helps, and if you have any questions, let me know in the comments.